4 Keys to Eternal Happiness.
Part 6. Evolution of Desire.
Hi. Through this lecture, you will learn the secrets to living a happy life for a lifetime. Additionally, you will get fundamental healing of body and mind, from depression to adult diseases. Do I date to give love? 2. The best Chinese horoscope.
Can I ask you about Chinese horoscope? What kind of Chinese horoscope is good?
Among the people I know, there is someone who has studied fortune-telling a lot. Judging from the way he interprets fortunes for people around him, he seems to be quite skilled. He said that the best Chinese horoscope is not the life of Donald Trump, but the life of Steve Jobs. He said that the best life is the life of being abandoned by one's parents at birth, raised by adoptive parents, living in someone else's houses as a young man, and walking 10 kilometers to get a free meal once a week, rather than living as a noble from birth to death, like the second generation of a chairman. The reason is development. If the environment remains the same as time goes by, people will not feel satisfied and will become bored. People will feel happy only when they make efforts to achieve their dreams and climb to a higher level as a result. A life that continues to develop from birth to death is a life that continues to be happy from birth to death. A life that continues to be abundant from birth to death is a life that continues to be boring from birth to death. People who have everything from the beginning do not realize that they are happy. If others provide everything they need, they are not grateful and are not satisfied with receiving it. This is because they do not feel the value of things they have easily obtained, like gambling or lottery. The joy of life is not in the abundance of possessions. Happiness comes when you create what you want for yourself. If you feel that you are at the bottom of your life, please rejoice in advance. Now all the left is to go up. Creation and love.
What is a good life? Do you think life has a purpose?
God created man in his own image. The image of God can be summarized in 2 ways. 1. Creation. 2. Love. Genesis 1:27. So God created men in his own image. In the image of God he created them. Male and female he created them. The mission we have to carry out on this earth is also to practice creation and love, which are the true nature of God. And creation and love must coexist. For example, if a new invention is made without love, it becomes a weapon like a gun or a sword. And when you're showing love, you need to make sure the other person grows up. If you only comfort someone who is having a hard time, the person will feel good in the moment, but it can lead the person to settle in that situation and prevent growth. If you fill in what the other person needs right now without thinking about the future, that person will continue to rely on you. This is not truly an action for the person. So, instead of giving fish to a hungry person, you better teach the person how to fish. For sick persons, it is best to teach them how to cure themselves. That is true love of God. Purpose of Life 1.
Can you explain the purpose of life in more detail?
I believe that each person has lived a different life and has a different purpose in life. After a lot of thought, I have come to this conclusion about the universal purpose of life. The purpose of life: to find what I love to do and enjoy it to the fullest. The purpose of life is to be happy, and the greatest happiness in life is to find a job that suits your aptitude. The reason is that when we are faithful to our role, we feel happy, and our role is to be God's representative, that is a creator. We were all children of God in the past, and we are still creators now. Here are the reasons why God's children came to this world wearing clothes called the flesh. To know through experience that I am a representative of God. Source from conversations with God. Yes, we are all representatives of God, and we came here to experience that for ourselves. That is why when I create something, I am faithful to the role of the Creator, and I experience the greatest joy at that moment. Each person has different tastes based on their natural characteristics and acquired experiences. If you find a job or hobby that you like the most and devote yourself to it, life will feel like a blessing. If you don't believe me, look back at your past and think about the happiest moment in your life. When were you the happiest? Was the most enjoyable time eating a delicious food prepared by someone else or looking at an artwork created by someone else? Not me. I felt the greatest joy when I accomplished something on my own. Didn't you feel the same way? Purpose of life 2. The reason why a job that suits my aptitude is the greatest happiness in life is because we are all artists and creators. By the way, the job mentioned here does not mean making a lot of money or being socially successful. If you like plants, you can grow flowers in a small garden and sell them. If you like jewelry, you can sell accessories you made yourself at the market. If you like delicious food, you can publish a book introducing restaurants or a cookbook. If you like traveling, you can film your travel destinations and upload them to TikTok or YouTube. Even if you don't make a lot of money, as long as you can make a living, that's enough. Because life is happy, you don't need a lot of money for entertainment. Think of it as a concept of doing a hobby you like and making money from it.
Is career more important in life than love?
There are many elements in life, and each person may have many purposes. Many people will say, "We are happiest when we are in love." I agree with that, because God's true nature is love itself. The reason I emphasize career over love is not because career is more important than love. That's because a stable career must come first in order to experience true love. There is an old saying that says, "After you have taken care of yourself, you can rule the country and bring peace to the world." Source from Confucius. Those who can take care of themselves can help others. Babies bring great joy to their parents, but they cannot help others. After they grow up, they take care of themselves, support their parents, and create a new family. These days we live in a world of material abundance, but our happiness index is at rock bottom. This is because families are not happy. When young men and women meet, they are happy, but that happiness does not last long. Before marriage, they say,
"I can't live without you.
but after marriage they change to,
I can't live because of you."
This is because they want to receive love rather than give it. This is a war, not love. The reason people can't give love to each other is because they are not happy. Please keep this in mind. People who are happy when they are alone can get along well with others. People who are healthy in body and mind and have a job that satisfies them are happy. And happy people can truly love. Receiving love is also happy, but it doesn't last long. The giving love, like Jesus, Buddha, and Mother Teresa did, gives much greater joy. And that joy lasts forever. Happy people can go to greater happiness. Evolution of desire.
If I am happy when I am alone, will I ever be able to truly love other people?
The contents of the book, brain revolution can be summarized as follows. 1. When physiological basic needs are met, the desire for safety is expressed. 2. When the desire for safety is met, the desire for physical pleasure is expressed. 3. When physical pleasure is met, the desire for mental pleasure is expressed. 4. When mental pleasure is met, the desire for self-realization is expressed. 5. When the desire for self-realization is met, the love for humanity is expressed. In theory, this is true, but it is far from the reality. This is because even when people fulfill their desires, they are not satisfied and fall deeper into it. In Bernard Werber's novel, The Brain, a young woman is addicted to drugs. Her dopamine-secreting organs are damaged, so she can't feel pleasure from anything other than heroin, and she's always depressed. She can't quit heroin on her own, so she chose last option, brain surgery, to remove the brain cells that secrete dopamine. Now, even heroin can't bring her pleasure. This is the only way to quit drugs. It would be nice if satisfying lower-level needs would lead to higher-level needs, but in reality, this can actually lead to addiction.
So how can we solve this dilemma?
Here's my conclusion. Fulfill your current level of desires, but there is a condition. Enjoy it within the range that does not harm your health. 1. The reason why it is difficult to escape from addiction is because the body is not healthy. The reason why patients with depression easily fall into addiction is also because the body is not healthy. If the body is healthy, you are always happy without depending on external factors. If the body is healthy, even if you fall into addiction, you can easily escape. Cigarettes and drugs are completely useless. It is best not to start any harmful addiction factors. It's okay to drink a glass of wine once or twice a week. Any more alcohol than that is harmful to your health. Entertainment should be enjoyed within the limits that do not harm your health. For yourself, not for others. In order to escape dopamine dependence, you need to stay away from strong stimuli. The pleasure that games, dating, and adult videos give is due to the dopamine hormone, and dopamine is also addictive. It is a hormone that the body produces on its own, but as time passes, you will want stronger stimuli and withdrawal symptoms will follow. 2. To avoid becoming a slave to addiction and to be happy forever, you need to rely on serotonin, not dopamine. The following are situations in which serotonin is secreted. When you take a walk on a clear day, serotonin is secreted in the body and you feel relaxed. Serotonin is also secreted when you listen to soft music, meditate, talk to family, hold a pet. And serotonin is not addictive. It's safe to fall in. A wish on a magic lamp.
This may be a bit of a weird question, but if Aladdin's magic lamp really exists, what would be a wise wish?
Most wishes are of the desire-fulfilling kind. People constantly try to fulfill their desires, but surprisingly, they never think that the desire itself is wrong. Humans are illogical animals that follow instincts rather than reason. Instincts are survival strategies accumulated over millions of years in the wild. We, living in the 21st century, have many unnecessary desires. Shouldn't the wish we need to ask the genie of the lamp be not, "Please fulfill my desires," but "Please make my unnecessary desires disappear"? And we have a genie who grants this wish: health. Dog and rabbit experiment.
Is it okay to satisfy my desires indirectly by looking at shopping malls or watching adult videos instead of actually satisfying them?
An American doctor conducted an experiment on dogs and rabbits to find out the connection between desire and disease. He placed a dog and a rabbit in the same space, but separated them by wire mesh. He only gave the dog a small amount of food. Then, both the dog and the rabbit showed signs of depression. The dog was depressed because it wanted to eat the rabbit but couldn't, and the rabbit was afraid because it didn't know when it would be eaten. A few months after the experiment began, the doctor anatomized the animals, and they both had all their organs sick. Next, the doctor fed a dog the same amount of food without a rabbit. This time there was no diseased organ, and it was very healthy. This is what this experiment proves. Even if you don't use the object of temptation, just being near it can have a negative impact on your health. People are the same. Even if you know that you should stay away from the addictive factor, when it comes into view, one of two outcomes will occur. You cannot resist the temptation and use the addictive factor. Or you become physically and mentally damaged by the stress of having to endure the addictive factor right in front of you. Just as children cannot resist ice cream and sweets, adults also have a hard time resisting temptations when they see alcohol, cigarettes, and beautiful people of the opposite sex. For example, adult videos are of no help except for sperm tests. If you watch adult videos because of libido, the desire will not decrease, but rather become stronger. Furthermore, the flashy techniques that appear in adult videos are useless to ordinary people. The same goes for food advertising. You can hardly find a company that makes food for the health of its consumers. One of the two friends who founded a big ice cream company died young because he ate too much ice cream. The other one never ate ice cream again, but he continued the ice cream business. We are not saints like Jesus or Buddha. We are just foolish beings who easily fall into temptation. It's better staying away from temptation for us. Philosophy of emptiness.
Should I avoid any temptation that is not related to survival?
Let me explain the meaning of emptiness. When the body lacks oxygen, the brain occurs yawning to take in more oxygen. However, yawning is not the act of inhaling as we usually think of it. It is the act of exhaling the air in the lungs. This is because the brain knows that it must empty itself before filling itself. After the Big Bang, the universe has been expanding, and scientists predicted that the distance between galaxies would become closer over time due to the gravitational forces between planets. However, contrary to expectations, the distance between galaxies is increasing more and more rapidly. Experiments have discovered that there is a pushing force between objects in a vacuum. It has been proven that there is a lot of invisible energy in a vacuum. This is called dark energy. There is no need to fill after emptying. The act of emptying itself gives great strength. These days, even young students wear glasses a lot. Most people look at computers and smartphones all day long, which causes bad posture and puts a lot of strain on their spine. The average visual acuity of Mongolians is 3.0. This is a figure that is hard to find in civilized societies. The reason is simple. It is not because they take medicine that is good for their eyes, but because there are no elements that harm eyesight. Instead of a forest of buildings, there are endless green grasslands, and there are no smartphone, computer, or TV. It is the law of the world that to get one thing, you have to give up another. Definition of love.
Everyone wants love desperately. You said that you should love when you are happy, even when you are alone. What is love that makes it so difficult?
I also thought about the meaning of love on my own. This is the conclusion I came to. If I want someone to think about me as much as I think about the person, that means I like the person. It's the same feeling I have when I like luxury bags, shoes, expensive cars, and delicious foods. We can't own a person. If I try to own a person, both the other person and I will get hurt. It's a game that everyone loses. If it doesn't matter, the person doesn't think of me. If it doesn't matter, the person doesn't know that I exist. If I just want the person to be happy, then that is love. God's love is true love. The love of parents who adopt orphans, parents who have children through test tube babies, and parents who respect their children as friends, is true love. True love is a good deed that expects nothing from the other person. When I expect nothing from the other person, I don't get hurt either. That's why true love never hurts under any circumstances. Thank you for attending this lecture. See you in the Part 7.